What's up, guys? It is your man in black, Mr. Bad Wolf, the wolf himself. Let's get into it. All right, guys. So this particular video is about endorsements. Now, we've covered this before, and well, some people have reached out and said that they wanted some more information. You know what's funny, guys, is that a lot of you guys watch my videos, but you haven't hit that bell, like, and subscribe. Some of you guys have not been notified. That's because of YouTube. So please join me right now, making sure that you're still subscribed. Take a look down. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, great. So, because sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people. So, I want to keep you guys informed and help me. Because if you haven't noticed, for some reason, uh, my numbers have slowed down. I wonder where that comes from. It's almost like when I said we were going to reach 100,000 this year, somebody was like, "Oh no, we can't have that." So okay, so if it takes this year, next year, whatever else, I'm not really worried about it. We've come and we've done what we needed to do, and from here on out, now it's just maintenance, keeping you guys informed. So, also, if you haven't heard from me from my website, blacksite32.com or jamesclovett.com, those are two separate ones, you guys can go and hit that newsletter so you guys are notified. And we did lose, oddly enough, also about 3,000 emails over on Blacksite 32. So make sure you're subscribed over there. And for those people who don't know, we now have two Facebook groups, The Bad Wolf Unincorporated. Second one, The Bad Wolf Unrestricted. And the numbers are climbing fantastically. Also want to send a shout out to, what is it, federal or IRS strike, on Facebook. It's a good group, good people over there. Now let's get into it. So this particular video, once again, is about endorsements, special, restrictive, etc. Let's jump right into it. We're just giving this information as is. Use it as you see fit. If you know where and how to use it, cool. If not, then this ain't your cup of tea. Let's get into it.
Endorsements for federal securities must follow specific guidelines outlined in the CFR, ensuring clarity and compliance for remittance processes. Endorsement requirements. Placement and format.
So understand, guys, they're telling you if you want to know more about remittances and endorsements, it's in the CFR. Okay. And you can also look at the UCC books. And also, Cornel Law has a copy of most of this online. Okay.
Format. The endorsement must be clearly imprinted on the left-hand portion of the face of each security. It should be legible and not obscure any serial numbers or other identifying data. The dimensions of the endorsement should be approximately 4 inches in width and 1.5 inches in height, and it must be imprinted using a method that makes it substantially ineradicable Cornell University +1. Content of endorsement. The endorsement should include the name of the Federal Reserve Bank of the district and must be presented to the appropriate branch of the Federal Reserve Bank. If securities are presented to the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, the endorsement should state United States Treasury instead of the Federal Reserve Bank Cornell University. Specific endorsement forms. Different forms of endorsement are required depending on the nature of the transaction. For example, when presented for payment or exchange, the endorsement should specify the Federal Reserve Bank and include the name of the presenting bank. For redemption at par, the endorsement must indicate that it is for payment of Federal Estate Taxes Electronic Code of Federal Regulations (ECFR). Remittance procedures. Presentation for payment. Securities must be presented with the correct endorsement to the Federal Reserve Bank or the Bureau of the Fiscal Service for payment or exchange. The endorsement must comply with the prescribed formats to ensure that the transaction is processed correctly +1. Handling of coupons. Unmatured coupons attached to restrictively endorsed securities should be canceled by imprinting the prescribed endorsement. If any coupons are missing, deductions will be made during redemption, and remittance equal to the face amount of the missing coupons must accompany the securities Cornell University.
Okay. Now let's take a look and drop down to 31 CFR section 328.6. Okay, so once again, here, this is how they're telling you that they want it done on securities and on coupons. Okay, 31 CFR subsection 328.5 forms of endorsement. When presented to banks, you're reading it? I can't tell. I can't tell. All right. For redemption at par. What does that mean? Par value. You're not getting the full amount. For conversion to book entry securities. The endorsement placed on the bearer security presented. This is insert name of presenting bank. These right here in the blue, this is what needs to be written on them. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you how and where all you can use these. I'm just giving you the pieces. When presented by service center directors or district directors, Internal Revenue Service. Effect of restrictive endorsements. Bearer securities bearing restrictive endorsements are herein provided, will thereafter be non-negotiable for payment. If you put the word non-negotiable on certain things, gem drops, dropping gems, they cannot make money on it. So be careful where you use this. Thirty-one CFR subsection 328.3 authorization for restrictive endorsement by banks. Banks are authorized under conditions and in form hereinafter provided to place restrictive endorsements upon the face of bearer securities owned by themselves or their customers for the purpose of presentation to federal banks or branches or bureaus of the fiscal service. Hmm. Bearer securities or securities are those which are payable on their face to bearer, the ownership of which is not recorded. Whoever's holding it is the holder in due course. So whoever you make this payable to becomes the holder in due course. Once it's in their hands, they don't know it's not recorded who owned it, even though we know it's really us. Well, we created it, but that doesn't necessarily mean we own it until whoever gets it on the end of the rope, they're the owner then. They include treasury bonds, treasury notes, treasury certificates of indebtedness, and treasury bills. Shipment of securities. Securities bearing restrictive endorsements may be shipped at the risk and expense of the shipper by registered mail, messenger, armored car service, or Federal Reserve Bank District in which the presenting bank service center, district director, Internal Revenue Service is located, or to the appropriate branch of which the Federal Reserve Bank shipments of the to the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, Washington, D.C., should be made by messenger or armored car. Okay. Then, of course, if it's lost, theft, destruction, I can tell you what to do here. Okay. That's it. That is literally some of the information some of you guys have been asking me for. And some of you guys, if you know what that information is for and how to use it and apply it, well, then do so. If not, seek somebody who's qualified to instruct you. Look how every time I get to the good stuff, my Zoom for some reason wants to slow down and act all funny. It shouldn't. I just brought a brand new computer. Everything should be fine on it. But we know what that is. But any old ways, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for watching this on endorsements. If you read through those descriptions, it tells you where to place it, what it should do, what not to do, all that good stuff. All right. So hopefully you guys will be successful in your efforts. If you're in the know, then you know what to do. And also want to send a shout out to Fearless Floyd, thefearlessfloydshow.com. Check them out for all things trust and also Ann Floor. Appreciate you guys out there well. And the good buddy Jesse over there well. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.